artists, I've got a new story for you. It is called The Year of the Horse, The Tales from the Chinese Zodiac. This story is written by Oliver Chin and illustrated by Jennifer Wood. For nearly 5,000 years, the Chinese culture has organized time into the cycles of 12 years. This Eastern calendar is based upon the movement of the moon. The zodiac circles symbols how animals each have their unique abilities that represent each year. Therefore, if you are born in a particular year, then you share the personality of that animal. Now, people worldwide celebrate this 15-day festival in early spring and enjoy the start of another Chinese New Year. This year is Year of the Horse. After months of waiting, Mama and Papa Horse finally welcomed their new baby. The foal tried to stand, wobbled, and gradually gained a sure footing. Her parents were thankful and named her Hannah. Their relatives came to congratulate them. "You've got yourself a fine filly," remarked Uncle Fu. Auntie Yi doted on her niece and added, "She's already likes being the center of attention." A teacher and her student were painting nearby and peeked into the stable. The boy remarked, "Lao Shi, this horse is as big as me." She laughed. "Ha, Tom, you are both very young and have a way to go." Tom visited Hannah regularly, and soon they became friends. They liked to play games such as Roll Out the Barrel, Keep Away, and the musical stalls. Grazing in the pasture, Hannah daydreamed, "I wonder what we'll be when we grow up." Papa answered, "Darling, we'll show you what to do." So they followed the adults to the fairgrounds. At the arena, Mama explained, "Dear, I'm a show horse. I train to jump hurdles and trot gracefully." Papa jogged at the fields. The stallion bragged, "I'm a racehorse and I run quickly around the track." In town, they watched Uncle Fu work. "I'm a draft horse and I pull large loads every day." At the park, they played with Auntie Yi. She said, "I'm an old gray mare and enjoy being with kids." Hannah admired her family. "They have lots of skills and responsibilities." Grooming Hannah's velvet coat and combing her silky mane, Tom replied, "Hopefully we'll find something that we're good at, too." The next day, a royal messenger delivered an important letter to Lao Shi. She gasped, "The governor has requested a new painting from me, but the capital is far away and I cannot bring it there myself." "I'll help you, Lao Shi," volunteered Tom. "The journey is too long and wild to walk alone," stated the teacher. "Someone must go with you." So they set off to interview some candidates. They found good prospects. The sheep was an able hiker, but I provide the town's wool. The dog was a loyal companion, but I guard the town's gate. The ox was a strong worker, but I tend the town's farm. As Tom and his teacher left empty-handed, Hannah proposed, "How about a horse?" Tom and Lao Shi liked her idea, so they all went to ask her family for their aid. Her parents' ears perked up at the news. However, Papa remembered their schedule and shook his head. Mama neighed. Unfortunately, our calendar is packed with many big contests. Uncle Fu chewed the idea over, but sighed. I'm sorry, but that workload is just too heavy as it is. Auntie Yi politely declined too, but she hinted, I think you're looking for fresher legs than mine. Hannah felt her friend's disappointment. Wanting to raise their hopes, Hannah piped up, I can do it. Aren't you too young? Snorted Papa. Isn't the road too dangerous? Bridled Mama. But Hannah is becoming a big gal and has special qualities, countered Lao Shi. They knew she was right and reluctantly agreed. Tom and Hannah's heart raced. Thank you, they squealed in delight. Now the horse and the rider practiced together, using gear and giddy-ups. They patiently listened to each other and learned to act as one. From a standstill, they bolted forward, leaving a cloud of dust behind. Meanwhile, Lao Shi was inspired by their budding partnership. She drew big, broad strokes. She tried small, delicate brushes as well. Finally, after many sketches, she finished her painting with a satisfied smile. Now it was time for Hannah and Tom's trip to begin. Everyone gathered to say goodbye to the young travelers. With her heart under wraps, Lao Shi advised, trust in each other and move as one. Hannah's parents hugged her. Dear, keep on the path and stay alert. She assured them, I'll do my best just like you taught me. Tom took the reins and away they went. The pair galloped across the rolling hills and colorful meadows. High in the saddle, Tom gazed in wonder as they passed towering peaks. Hannah carried Tom as they crossed winding rivers. They were moving at a fast clip. Then they entered a bamboo forest and had to slowly steer their way through the shadows. Suddenly, Hannah heard a hiss, halted in her tracks, and reared. Whoa! Yelled Tom. A snake lay in their path. But there was no room to turn around, so Tom spurred Hannah onward. They charged ahead. Hannah leapt high over the hurdle. Good girl, praised Tom. In the coming days, they would nimbly tiptoe past sleeping strangers. During chilly nights, they kept warm below the soaring clouds that circled the misty mountains. Shouldering Tom through the sun and rain, Hannah would not halt. Finally, they glimpsed the capital rising in the distance. Reaching their destination, they hollered, We made it! They delivered Lao Shi's scroll to the grateful governor. Well done, he marveled, and invited Tom and Hannah to dinner. They rested and saw the city's sights, but were chomping at the bit to go home. The governor thanked Hannah and Tom and bid them farewell. The return trip was more easy-going as they stopped to admire the scenery and smell the flowers. At last, they happily arrived at their town gate. The two received a rousing welcome. Hooray for Hannah! Shouted the crowd. Lao Shi was glad to hear the governor was so impressed that he wanted to start his own pony express. Then she gave them a present. Here is a copy of my painting, Lao Shi announced. The word for horse stands for Hannah's valiant spirit. Hannah's family pranced proudly and displayed the character prominently in the town square. Afterward, Hannah and Tom continued to horse around. They had fun counting their blessings and flicking their tails, but they sincerely understood each other as true teammates do. These friends forged a strong bond and blazed their own trail, and everyone would always celebrate this rewarding year of the horse. The end. I hope you liked this story.